recent development?
Yeah. It's relatively recent development. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Wow.
Everything we knew, man, growing up as kids, like that's a brontosaurus. No, it's a lie. That's what that is.
Oh
Just got
man,
lied to, man.
that is really sad news.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, next thing, T-Rex, they actually had really long arms. It was just totally messed it up.
You know what, Jack Attack? I think that news, that revelation, single-handedly destroys the Land Before Time franchise.
I know, right?
All right, we're heading into this game, folks, and well, we got an awesome video for you.
Team Gravity presents Fight Night!
Y'all ready for this?
All right. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Jack Attack, can you hear that?
Oh yeah. Oh, I can
my
hear it.
God.
But
all right,
but
you
it's
take
totally
this
okay.
one
I'll
here.
take it. I'll take it. We got it. Check this stuff out. Let me tell you, we've got a match in our hands. It's the first game, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of our screen. Give it up for Liquid HerO. And spawning in the top right, he once was on Prime and now he is on MVP. The King of Marines, it's MarineKing.
Sorry, car theft is still in progress. Continue, Jack. Doing great.
All right, so in the bottom right-hand corner, we have Liquid HerO here building probes. Now, if you're new to StarCraft, probes essential to the economy. They're going to go ahead and return those minerals, build up that economy. This pylon going to add to the supply. Supply, economy, essential building blocks for what's coming up next, which is a gateway. The gateway's coming down on 13 supply. Now, that's the standard supply. Sometimes you're watching out for 11 gate. Sometimes you're watching out for a 12 gate, 13 gate. Things are actually normal, pretty safe. He's going to go ahead, send the scout across the side of the map. In the meantime, in the top right, we have total normalage as well. Probably a depot on 10 as is usual. And we have some queuing up SCVs, which leads us to believe this will be a command center first. So slightly greedier opening here for MarineKing, but with that slight greed, you know, it's what you're always looking for. If you have the slight greed, then it's really difficult for your opponent to capitalize on the fact you've made yourself slightly vulnerable. This harassment is annoying as hell. Any Terran player can tell you that. If you're a new player especially, this can be really annoying to deal with, and he's going to go ahead and send down 2 SCVs and totally getting his money's worth for this scout. Don't even necessarily have to kill that because we have the lost mining time coming down from both of these workers, following up, of course, with the barracks. And ooh,
Still gets
following up with 2 barracks and a kill. Interesting. This is going to be a really nice scout. He knows it's a 2 barracks play here, which is you know, it's not super uncommon. It's not super sort of like, okay, it's a good thing to know. He's going to be able to make a little bit stronger push to the front to sort of force the photon overcharge potentially. But a lot of the stuff is still in the air. Both of these builds at this point in time still pretty flexible. But the fact that no gas has come down yet for MarineKing is really the big story. That's going to put him behind in tech. But as his name states, he's pretty good at using Marines, and he will be able to build quite a few of them with this 2 racks, no gas opening. In the meantime, we do have Liquid HerO opening up in this section with an expansion as well. So a little bit later expansion, but again, that's that slight edge to MarineKing as far as the economy is concerned. However, the probes are just out of control for Liquid HerO. Has a 6 probe lead, and that chrono boost is very, very nice. It's easy to underestimate the chrono boost, but when you start looking at it in these kind of scenarios, it's a very significant advantage here for Liquid HerO.
Well, Stargate is down. That's going to be Liquid HerO's choice here to try to do some pressure. And, you know, that pressure earlier was already pretty darn good. Forcing 2 SCVs
right?
off the line
Wow.
and still killing it. At that point, why don't you just Should have just let that SCV die in the first place. Oh man, but MarineKing though, he's looking to have the last laugh here. He'll make sure no other probes get in anytime soon. He is going to be on the defensive though, with an Oracle very likely to come over. So I guess the idea here is just to crank out as many Marines as possible. He does have the engineering bay finished. Should he, realize he needs to build a turret? Has he done really any scouting of Liquid HerO so far?
Really? No, none. He has the spider sense of a god. He doesn't need to scout. He's like, I know exactly what will happen. We hope. But he has these 2 stalkers up in the front here, and he's going to come in with the Oracle. Let's find out. That Oracle's just finishing up. Ooh, he's even building a second Oracle here. Very interesting play. And this wall should get completed. Ooh, not completed just yet. And these stalkers might have a chance to dart in if there's a big enough distraction here from the Oracle. The timing works out, but it looks like this wall should just get completed in time. The missile turret is in place for MarineKing, and that's when you go for this no scout style, right? When you go for any sort of a build where you don't scout, you have to be like, cover all your bases. Okay, I get my missile turrets up because I have to. I have my Marines in the natural, so cutting out the missile turret there, they will defend that area. And
all right, so second Oracle's arrived. I think HerO is looking to make a move with them now. Going to find that there is, in fact, a missile turret in the mineral line. But hey, there's always stuff to kill regardless. Gets a couple SCVs on the outside. Oh, Liquid HerO not paying attention for a second, or maybe purposely. What's going on here? Got a bit of a pause going on.
Hopefully, there may have been a little bit of lag there, but
maybe
MarineKing did
maybe
manage.
His car's getting stolen right now.
Maybe, that can be your car getting stolen can be very distracting. It's hard to not think about that and just focus on what's important, which of course is StarCraft. Can be a little bit tricky. I wonder if HerO was actually having some problems and MarineKing noticed it and made the pause there. As Liquid HerO is the one saying sorry.
Do they live in the same house?
I don't know. The team, they do live in the same house.
They do.
Oh.
Yes. Because...
So you must have just told him just then, like, hey, I'm having lag, can you pause, or something like that.
Or maybe Liquid HerO got someone to steal MarineKing's car. Because he knows where he lives.
So smart. And he's moving in here. This is a really nice critical mass of stalkers here, and only 2 marauders to deal. No bunkers at all. So it's all going to come down to the control here of MarineKing to defend this attack. As he moves in, he's going to have the Oracle just about ready for another bit of damage. The medevacs come in, and that's going to be the big moment where he can move in. He does have stim and medevacs, and that is kind of usually, the turning point where it says, okay, now it's the Terran's turn to be in control, and Liquid HerO does make a nod to that. You have stim and medevac. Well, okay, I'll defend for a bit, but I'm going to be really annoying with this Oracle in the meantime.
I feel like MarineKing may have been a little hesitant to push out with those Marine and Marauder. I mean, he had a good amount of them to push everything back, and doesn't really punish HerO at all in that attack. And HerO didn't really invest that much into it. It's just a small little harassment force as this Oracle kills off some Marines just camping the production there. I mean, HerO's point here is to just transition into Colossus and buy himself the opportunity to do it, keep MarineKing at home, and it's worked to that advantage so far.
Just nice solid macro coming in behind that. Nice little pressure build there. Not necessarily designed to kill right off the bat, but he's going to be in a good position, splitting off his army in a very nice way here so that he can get and deal with any sort of drops as well as attacks in the front. This is going to be, this is the tricky part really for both players, is how do you split up? When do you do the drops? How do you defend the drops? And that is sort of the moment in time here.
Action going on in the main base of MarineKing right now. We had a Warp Prism drop, it looks like, perhaps. Or was it just from that proxy pylon?
There was a Warp Prism by from the proxy pylon.
Yeah, so they made their way into that main base, and there's 13 workers killed. So
that's
MarineKing here.
Pretty crazy.
looking to have to get some damage in now because he is quite far behind on the worker count, 40 to 52.
And nice little bit of harassment here, getting some free kills with Liquid HerO up on the top, but you know, trading that for a pylon, not always the ideal scenario for a probe. Losing pylons, definitely don't want to be doing that. But he's got his mini death ball, not a full death ball yet. He hasn't grown up to be a full death ball yet, but you know, he's getting there. You know, he's getting all his vitamins and minerals, and you know, he's going to grow big and strong into a giant death ball, and administer said death. Yeah, you got to feed it minerals and gas, you know, and it'll grow up nice and big and strong, and we'll be able to make big attacks. Getting the +1, but the upgrade advantage is going to be for MarineKing here, and so far he's sticking with the medevac production. We'll see if he decides to switch into Vikings. The usual play is to switch into Vikings. Like I said earlier, some players, very few players, will opt for this pure bio play. And the way that you use that, right? So you're not going to do Vikings. You do a lot of drops. You rely on the mobility of your bio units to win the game through different attacks and harass and movement, and not necessarily direct engagement. But we're having a little bit of shift passing ignite here. That's a big drop.
This Templar Archives is in a lot of danger if MarineKing can focus that down. He's not focusing on anything right now.
No,
he's just kind of sitting there,
catching this army out of position over here in the main area.
Yeah, that's kind of been his focus there. But I feel like that was a lost opportunity to take out that Templar Archives.
Ooh, nice pick off on the medevac as well. But in the meantime, like I was saying before, we have this positional play. He moves him into the main base. He's going to go ahead and take out the third. He'll be able to pick up and get out of here, most likely without any sort of an issue. Let's see. It is tricky with Blink. Sometimes you have to leave those units behind to save the rest of them. And, you know, they have died bravely for the United Earth Federation or Rainer's Raiders or whoever MarineKing.
Well, they're red, so probably Sons of Korhal, maybe.
Sons of Korhal? Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling that. Yeah, I'm feeling the Sons of Korhal.
Or actually, no, it's Terran Dominion by StarCraft 2. That's what happened.
All right, all right. If they were white, it would be the United Earth Federation, the UED, or United Earth. Oh my God, Directorate.
It's Directorate. Yeah, it's Directorate.
Thank you. Thank you.
For those of you guys who don't know what we're talking about, this is campaign StarCraft lore. MarineKing utilizing, you know, dual prong attacks there to bring him back into this game. Very nicely done. And now he's at it again, dropping into that natural once more. Is he going to go after some good juicy probes there? May have gotten a couple, but the rest are now focusing on the army. In the meantime, another drop happening in the third base of Liquid HerO.
Ooh, he can focus down a Colossus here.
Oh, you can do that and
just
more.
Barely miss. He's going to try to drop and get it anyway? Oh, he looks like he does.
He does get it. But the third is going to be allowed to continue producing. We still have that drop in the natural, but it is cleaned up now. So HerO just holding on here in the mid-game where Terran usually makes their stand.
Couple of Zealots on the third of MarineKing, slowing down that mining time, being annoying, as Zealots oftentimes do. Nothing too big. He's going to come back and sort of deal with this. But this gives Liquid HerO a little bit of breathing room. All of MarineKing's forces just went home to deal with that. And now he can take a little bit of a breather here, try to get this third up and, you know, fully secured. He does have Colossus and High Templar now. And only now has MarineKing begun to build Vikings. But this push is probably not from coming out from a long time. Any sort of aggression from Protoss is not really going to be happening soon. He is a little bit on the back foot. You can see that very clearly in the supplies, but just in the general state of the game. Despite the fact that he does have Storm and Colossus, MarineKing has some time to adapt to that. 3-3 finishing up as well against the 2-1 of Liquid HerO, and no additional upgrades on the way from him at all.
You know, I gotta say, despite all the dropping, and we did see a Nexus get taken out, kind of surprised at the relative lack of workers killed. I mean, not to say that drops have to be 100% successful. I mean, HerO is a good player. But the point I'm trying to make here is that he's been defending these without a mothership core. I have not seen Photon Overcharge.
Wow.
Have you?
I just realized that. he hasn't even built a mothership core. That's kind of crazy. Ooh, nice pickoffs here. Oh, and the feedback to finish it off. Can MarineKing make it worth his while by taking out this upgrade facility? Definitely a possibility, and he does. Continuing to secure that upgrade lead. His 3-3 is going to be finishing up here. Man, another full medevac, or I believe close to full medevac, gets taken out there. Difficult to deal with, and HerO's going to use this time, defending those drops pretty well, to go ahead and make a stand. A lot of air units here, but not too much on the ground. Will be kind of difficult to deal with. Nice storms there, slowing this push just a bit, and of course dealing that damage. Really nice blink forward, excellent engagement by Liquid HerO, sort of pushing this off, buying himself some time, and he's really got all of his 3 bases going strong right now.
Yeah, and you know, MarineKing, he's bounced back here so far in this game, I think. I mean, his drops haven't all been super duper productive, but they've kind of bothered HerO, where, you know, his macro slows down just a hair, and MarineKing's able to basically buy himself space and time back home to expand, take a 4th base right now, take the lead in overall supply, and has all the
potential concave here. He's gonna blink back
with 3-3. I want to add only 2-1 for HerO right now. He's not even researching +2 attack at the moment.
Yeah, his forge got taken out. He had to rebuild 2 forges, and he hasn't remembered to use them just yet. Or there they are. We have +2 coming in. Actually, chrono boosting an empty forge. There it is. There's the +3, and we'll see how it's going. He's got a nice concave set up here. It's not really positioned that HerO can attack into, but if you notice, he only has his stalkers here. And once MarineKing sees that, he's going to go ahead and move ahead and start attacking into this. The main army was pulled back as Liquid HerO recognized that he was at a disadvantage, but MarineKing not. I don't know. You know, either he doesn't realize how far ahead he is, or he's just playing it really safe. He's got the upgrade advantage. He's got the supply advantage. He's in a nice spot right now.
Yeah, he is playing a little hesitant here. I would like to say that he's trying to wait on ghosts, but he only started his Ghost Academy now, because the biggest thing is always worrying about high temperatures. I mean, even if you have an upgrade advantage, if the storms hit you at the wrong spots, it doesn't matter. Storms are going down right now, not hitting the best spots for HerO.
Getting some of those Vikings though, which is very nice.
Getting the Vikings, which is good because there's still 3 Colossus right now, but HerO's gonna have to turn around and attack soon. Oh my gosh!
All this army is getting crushed. The upgrade advantage, and just the pure size of the army of MarineKing, compiling on all of that successful harassment, slowing down Liquid HerO little by little, controlling the game flow. And those were big storms. Giant storms continue to fall. Oh my God.
That's what it is with Protoss sometimes. You just have to watch out for those storms. Doesn't matter if you have 3-3, because they just do so much damage. Yeah, I mean, HerO was able to hold on there thanks to it.
Still at a supply advantage. He's bought himself enough time, though, Liquid HerO has, to get his upgrades up in such a way that he is only 1 upgrade behind instead of 3, which is very nice.
Yeah.
4th base will get taken out here. Nicely done.
That's very big. Main's already mined after HerO. Natural is going to be close at 23 minutes and 46 seconds. Big engagement right here. MarineKing perhaps not in the best position to fight. Needs to, they're going to lift up and go home. The Archons, the charge lots all bearing down on that army.
He's actually on cooldown here.
He snipes some of these medevacs. Nice, fully loaded one sniped by the Stalkers.
Yep. And DTs as well, coming in from Liquid HerO, getting that harass going, warping in. And, you know, it's always a good thing to mix in to your play. Late game Protoss, you could always, you know, make use of a couple of DTs here and there, throw them in there, especially if you have a Warp Prism out on the map. Right now, we do not have one for HerO, but, you know, always that advantage that you can pull off. Cloak coming in for Ghosts, as well as +3 attack for vehicles, and that includes the Vikings. So these Viking versus Colossus exchange will be much nicer for MarineKing than is usual. Having the full 3 attack upgrades is very critical. However, only 1 Colossus out right now for Liquid HerO. He is building one at a time.
Remember we talked about the stats during that giant delay, how Liquid Hero generally prefers to make more High Templar than Colossus. Let's see if he follows up this right now with more Templar. Because, we kind of hypothesized a scenario of, late game replacing army. It's just faster to do it with Warpins. Might just lead to more High Templar, which would be not necessarily the worst thing for MarineKing, because he has quite a bit of Ghosts now to handle that. Zealot run by onto this fourth mineral line, targeting SCVs, but these units from MarineKing should be able to clean it up. No problem.
Clean up. Nice scan. Excellent scan. Right on top of the army. He's carefully positioning here, waiting for the right time. Ghosts are part of the mix now, so we're looking for those EMPs and those snipes. A lot of it is going to depend, and really smart observer placement here. Liquid Hero wants to know exactly what's going on. We'll see if MarineKing notices it. And so far, that's a no. He's going to go ahead and follow this army, so it's the perfect engagement coming up here. He's right in a choke. He's going to be able to drop some storms in good positions, but he's got to watch out for those ghosts. One EMP can shut down all the energy of those clumped up High Templar there. One already taken out. Nice storm down. And we are out of storms for Liquid Hero. This might be the final push. Ooh, losing Colossus right now is a pretty big deal. The other one gets down pretty quickly here.
Everything.
Oh, nice storm. And he was even having some more storms coming from the side, but a couple of Marines and snipes dealing with that immediately, even taking down the pylon to stop the reinforcements. That's it. GG. MarineKing takes out HerO.
Very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Rocky start to the game. Lost, just was kind of having issues left and right with his opener, and then you pointed out, Jack Attack, that he did kind of mass a few more medevacs than usual before switching to Viking, and that actually worked out well for him, because normally you switch into Vikings relatively soon, but you can't make the same kinds of aggressive drops that you would have otherwise. And MarineKing, perhaps knowing that he was behind, said, okay, I'm just going to, put a little more in medevacs. Yes, that could put me at a disadvantage in a big engagement with Colossus, but if I can just do a lot of harassment with drops, I will prolong or delay that inevitable battle and maybe do some damage to get myself back into the game. If that was his plan, and it very well could have been, it worked out.
Yeah, and that's very much the style of MarineKing anyway. Very high APM, all over the place, very high multitasking, lots of micro going on, especially utilizing the very mobile bio units, has been a staple of MarineKing's play for the past 5 years. So it's something that, out of all the players, you expect someone like Maru and someone like MarineKing to really pull that off, as that is kind of their style.
Yeah, and HerO's plan to distract MarineKing with someone stealing his car didn't quite work out, because it's late.
No.
It's happening now when the game's already over. I think
he's got to work on his timing attack with the stealing of the car. It's very important. You get someone to steal your opponent's car at the precise moment. And StarCraft is a game of timing, as we all know, and every bit of it very, very important. TSADF, SADF, says MarineKing, and Liquid Hero responds, sup, go, go, go. And with that, we'll be loading up our next map, Coda LE.
I am still just kind of thinking about, my mind's still stuck on how HerO didn't make a mothership core at all that entire game.
Yeah, huh? It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It really is. We'll see if that happens again. So, Game 2, Coda LE, another small 1v1 map. So only 2 players on it. And we're going to have the Red Terran spawning on the upper left-hand side. Currently up 1-0. And, sort of handing it to his roommate here so far. We'll see if he can carry this again into another game. So we do have here playing for Team MVP, folks. It is MarineKing.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of our screen, representing Team Liquid. He's down 1 game, but far from out. It's Liquid HerO.
So let's take a look at this poll here. Wow, that is pretty lopsided. And I think a decent amount of people participate in this one, because if only like very few people participated, you'd have like solid numbers like 75-25. Okay, only 4 people participated, right? This is 73.9, like a really specific percentage, and 26.1. So safe to say, HerO is very favored by chat. I think you and I both, Jack Attack, kind of felt that HerO coming into this one maybe was a little more seasoned lately in this game and had an upper hand. But so far, MarineKing has been the guy to beat, at least as far as game number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and like we were talking about, periods of dominance. It would be so great to see MarineKing come back and really make a strong showing in StarCraft once again. It's one of those, I think there are a lot of fanboys out there that would love, and fangirls who would love to see that happen. But, you know, it's a long road, and being able to train with Liquid HerO and live and talk to Liquid HerO is definitely one of those advantages. Being in a good team house environment where you can train hard and train smart is a big part of that. MarineKing opening Reaper this time around, and just some basic usual stuff here. Cybernetics Core coming down at the usual time. Nothing too scary
pylon,
just yet.
This pylon, not so usual.
Ooh.
And it is the second pylon, so very likely we will be seeing a proxy Stargate. HerO opened up Stargate last game, but that was in a more standard at-home position. You know, to be honest,
proxy
last
Stargate,
game,
no stalker even. Wow.
Yeah, ballsy. This is like a super fast Oracle. You know, last game, he made, a couple Oracles from that Stargate, but never used a Stargate again. I feel like that game, proxying it would have been even better. But, I mean, it's always one of those, 2020 and hindsight kind of situations. But,
Absolutely.
I mean, MarineKing did open CC first last game. This time around, he's actually going to scout, and that will reveal to MarineKing that, well, there is something funky going around, unless he gets denied by a stalker.
He hasn't seen all that much. It's a difficult read to make. It's not impossible, but he hasn't seen all that much in the base. It's very possible for him to say, "Oh yeah, there could definitely be another pylon out there." But based on the timing that stalker comes out, could definitely be.
Reaper.
Oh, he's gonna scout it. Excellently done. Excellent game sense here from MarineKing. Going to try to target down that pylon. It will not be fast enough. This Oracle is absolutely getting in the base, but missile turret already on the way. The engineering bay was already in position. However, this Stalker is able to get in here and do a little bit of damage. Not a whole lot of defense against Stalkers here. It's like, sure, you can deal with the Oracle if it's in your mineral line with the turret, but this Stalker can be really annoying here. And even gonna run in here and do a little running away, keeping low. Very, very, very careful. He's running out of hit points on both of these units. It's a very fragile attack from Liquid HerO. He's got to micro it just right if he wants to get enough value out of it. In the meantime, however, we have equal worker counts, Warp Gate finishing up. But with this kind of a build, we also have that quick +1 from MarineKing, which, will be able to carry him into the late game with this expansion if he can manage to hold here. But, one of those Stalkers down, and that Marine count is getting very scary. Pretty soon, he's going to be able to push Liquid HerO out of this position. Actually, Liquid HerO continuing to rally Stalkers across the map. Looks like he's conceding the high ground here and going to instead into the low ground to harass this natural base a little bit instead before he moves out.
Yeah, HerO is staying on one base here, not attempting to expand or transition. He's going to even go ahead and, now I say it. Thanks a lot, guy. Thanks a lot. Okay.
Wow.
It's just bad that I made fun of him for not being able to successfully distract MarineKing last game with stealing cards and whatnot. But the Twilight Council is about to finish, so I would have to, think that Blink is probably going to be on the way here for him. He has made quite a few Stalkers. We'll see. Yeah, there it is. So he did help me out with that one.
Blink and DT. Sometimes you say, oh, is he going Blink or is he going DT? HerO says,
Why does that have to be a choice as far as he's concerned?
yeah, absolutely. Those are not mutually exclusive things. I can have both if I want to. And he does want to, apparently.
You know, he's getting good work with these oracles, by the way. 8 workers killed in total. Now, that's not necessarily going to 100% be worth it as far as cost guys, but the oracles are still alive. They're going to be able to do Revelation later on. And, you know, he's just bothering the heck out of MarineKing. I mean, just, you know, halting the building construction. Look, he doesn't even have his factory yet. It's 8:35. His factory is only halfway done. That is actually really late by TVP standards.
Absolutely. And on top of that, he's keeping control of the map. He's keeping MarineKing in the dark. So he can't even consider, like, oh, I don't even know if, you know, there might be some sort of a strange thing going on. There's no room for him to tell that, oh, and we got to move in on the stalkers here. Hopefully he can get out in time. One stalker does get picked off. MarineKing with the supply advantage here. In the meantime, though, the Oracle's going to move in, get a couple more kills. They have been getting quite a few kills and staying alive. Like you said before, very nice starport finally going down. And this is a pretty sizable bio push here from MarineKing. Not a whole lot to defend, but he does have this ramp. Because he took the ninja base instead of taking the normal natural, he does have this ramp to use to his advantage when he can.
Yeah, 13 workers killed in total now, and MarineKing is going to look to get revenge for some of that. There's going to be a force field, no doubt, to block this. Is there going to be? Okay. And that's going to keep out the rest of the army. But we're going to have to see some units out of Liquid HerO. He's not going to have force fields forever, and he certainly doesn't have a mothership. Right?
Oh, there's that scan. He's going to be able to pick off the DT just barely. And yeah, he's not warping another sentry, but MarineKing is going away here.
Oh, is he going to snipe that? That would be huge if he snipes that combat shield that is gone. He does have stim already done, but not having combat shield for another several minutes, that's a big win for Liquid HerO. And
absolutely.
There's no scans available for a little bit. Oh, now this was like the one he needed. He dropped
the one he needed, but guess what? Another DT is moving directly into the range of a missile turret. Never mind. Never mind at all.
Did we point out here that there is a ninja nexus, by the way?
Oh, yes, we did. Yes, indeed, we did. And in addition, Mothership 4, you got one.
We have one. A Mothership 4 has arrived, but there's more stuff arriving into that main base of MarineKing. A couple of oracles trying to find some room to attack. One of them goes down. Those oracles have been really pesky throughout this whole game. Just clicking on this one that's still left, 13 kills on it, which is pretty big. But has all this harassment from HerO, you know, the DTs, the oracles and stuff, has it maybe delayed HerO's ultimate, need to get Robo High Templar? Because it's 12 minutes, he's undersupplied here, he's got nothing but gateway units. Sooner or later, MarineKing is going to get up a sizable bioforce and maybe just start turning the thing around.
Yeah, the fact that he's been pretty much stuck on gateway tech this entire time is a bit upsetting. Don't really know what HerO's plan is here. Obviously won't be using the Stargate much longer. He does have Blink, but no upgrades just yet.
Yeah, that too. I mean, you know,
against the 1-1 of MarineKing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to catch up anytime soon if he doesn't start it even now. I mean, these harassments are, you know, nice and cute, but they're very expensive, and they sort of delay what you ought to be trying to do here. Just with this Bioforce alone, is Blink going to be enough? I don't think so, but there is Photon Overcharge.
Oh, man, just charging right in there and ripping this force apart. No scan for that DT, so it's being able to get in there and do work. There's the scan. But look at this upgrade advantage, and that is all she wrote. MarineKing with a quick 2-0 up against Liquid HerO.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad at all with that.
No.
You know, just relentless aggression being thrown at MarineKing all game. And, you know, he did take his lumps, but, well, if your opponent's macro suffers too, then we're all just in the same boat. Actually, MarineKing is even better because he has the tech he needs. So 2-0 now for the the king of Marines.
I think that's something that's really nice about that early eBay play is that you do get your upgrades started a lot sooner, and in addition, you get that automatic. Okay, if I need to throw down turrets, I'm good. You know, it's a nice little, well-rounded, safe play to make.
Yeah, and you know, for someone like Liquid HerO who likes to use Oracle so much, it's just safer, frankly. I mean, a lot of times players will think, okay, well, I'll just have 3 racks and I'll just, you know, mass up all the Marines in the mineral line. And, you know, usually it's, you know, Oracle can kill 6 Marines. So if I have more than 6, I should be good. But against a guy like HerO who loves his Oracle play so much, that's a really dangerous thing to do because he'll find other things to kill, and you're not going to move your Marines around your base all together at once quickly enough to really, you know, defend properly. So that's why, yeah, the engineering bay preemptive building is a good thing for MarineKing this series.
Yeah, it's really like that play. The next map that we have is Expedition Lost.
Yeah.
So nice little backdoor action. Not quite as much airspace in the back of the base as our previous map. So not quite as abusable with the Oracle play. But, you know, Liquid HerO likes things that fly. That's been true since the beginning of Liquid HerO. He loves his Warp Prism play. He was one of the pioneers of you know, Warp Prism play before the Warp Prism was actually a thing that people, oh, Warp Prism, that's awful. I won't build that. Liquid HerO was out there. It's like, no, it's quite good. Look at all these things that I can do with it. And people were like, oh my God. And, you know, and also, you know, really great Phoenix play and Stargate play in general. It'll be interesting to see exactly, you know, how things go. So far, 2 Stargate games out of HerO. We'll see if we get a third out of him or we get the more sort of standard robo play.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Last game was just kind of weird. I mean, with that natural also kind of going into the proxy ninja location. Once you kind of do that, then it gets really tough. I mean, MarineKing's a guy who likes to play bio and drop. So even if HerO survived into that mid game, how is he going to defend both those bases? Like, I don't even know. Like, there just didn't seem to be a really good long-term strategy in that game. We'll see in game 3 if that changes.
Yeah, you know, it just gets out of control, right? It's like, all right, I'm gonna proxy this and a base and a DT shrine and an upgrade. I just proxy everything.
He just wanted to do one Twilight Council, and it just turned into
just one more proxy, man. I just need to get one more proxy, man. I'll be good. Just one more proxy, and I'll be all set. You know, get addicted to that shit. It's dangerous. You gotta watch out.
It needs to go to Proxiers Anonymous.
Yeah, that's some serious stuff, man. Oh yeah.
All right, Expedition Lost LE game number 3 with, well, this player down 0. Oh no, up 0-2. I'm mistaken. He is in a good spot here. Wants to go up to a very quick 3-0 lead. Can he do it? Spawning on the upper right-hand side, playing for MVP. It is MarineKing.
And spawning in the bottom left with excellent, beautiful worker pairing. Look at that. Fantastic. We have the player who is down 2 games. Needs to start making his moves now, or he puts himself in a match point situation against MarineKing, which you do not want to be in. It is the Blue Protoss representing Team Liquid. It's HerO.
Alrighty, so last game, really quick second pylon that was proxied outside. MarineKing found it. So do you try this again? It's one of those reverse psychology type of situations, right? Potentially.
Oh, yeah. He'll never do it twice, and then twice he does it. We do have the probe moving out here. Probably just a scout. I generally, you know, usually err on the side of probably just a scout. He is moving into the position that scouts often move into, which is the enemy's base position. Very technical play here from Liquid HerO. He's going to be able to scout that this is indeed gasless thus far, and very likely a relatively fast expansion with Marines coming out from the King of Marines, MarineKing, on the other side of the map, we have the, okay, before I get in trouble, are there any proxy pylons out on the map? No, okay. The usual, all right, we got some standard usual things going on. Cybernetics Core coming out, Zealot being made as well. Generally speaking, that Zealot will get canceled just before the Nexus gets built. And that's just to make sure if anything were to happen where we need the Zealot, we would build it. And it looks like that is the case.
Exactly.
And we have
cue, my friend.
the mating ritual, which of course produces the Nexus. You know, the dance of the probe and the SCV must be completed, and sometimes, you know, a second probe comes in there as well, you know, to create that that Nexus. As a result, very important. Pretty much always happens.
Could you imagine being pregnant with a Nexus?
Oh my God! I mean, I can't imagine being pregnant with a human. Never mind a Nexus. My God. Ugh. Holy
it's just
crap!
a ball that grows bigger because it's warping inside.
it's warping it. Well, the thing is, right? It's a ball shape now, right? It's a sphere now. But like when it create, it's like it's got sharp edges, man. That's awful. There's a floating like crystal that looks very sharp on the top. That's not good. Definitely don't want that to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's some awful dangerous stuff. Would not want to give birth to a Nexus. Absolutely not. You know, so much respect to all you probes out there giving birth to Nexuses. You know,
a good thing though, a good thing about that potential, you know, possibility of someone being pregnant with a Nexus is you'll never ask yourself, oh my gosh, is she pregnant or is she just fat?
Well, you know,
because then you ask the wrong questions.
The great conundrum, you know, the great questions of our age, you know, will not come into play here. You know, yeah, you'll know. It's like, oh, giant pokey thing sticking out, you know, and it seems to be in the pyramid shape. Obviously pregnant with the Nexus. Very clear.
You don't want to be the guy that says, oh, you know, when are you expecting? And then you get the
you get the stare of death and the oh my God,
death.
I am so sorry. You know, that's what you get.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
And you know, that's why I just don't unless I know. It's just like, oh yeah, cool. Hey, so when are you know, like that's how that goes. Just to be, you know, on the safe side. You know, it's like I'm not gonna open, you know, six pool in that kind of a social scenario. It just is very scary. You know, it's very risky.
Indeed. We do have quite a bit of stalkers. Is it even that much?
Going for a blink play here.
Yeah, well, it's not quite a few stalkers. Only two. Third one now. But yes, he is researching blink. He's also getting Robo. Quite the combination there. We have Raven coming out from Green. That's interesting.
How about that, eh? Ravens and tanks. That looks like a lot of fun. I am looking forward to see how exactly this works out now. I don't think he knows. No, he does not. He does not know at all that this ice, not rocks, but ice, is being taken down. He's going to move into position. I still don't think he's seen it, actually. And,
what's interesting is I feel like Hellions should be able to break these down faster. But that's not what happens.
I know, right? You should like on ice maps it just starts to melt if you use anything involving fire. You know, I guess lasers though are pretty hot, right? You get hit by a laser, it's probably, you know, it's kind of a sting, kind of a burn going on there.
But this isn't like a sustained laser like a Colossus would be. You know,
good point. Good point.
Yeah. But MarineKing does know about that, and he's kind of got everything there ready to defend.
Oh, and he's going to kill this observer? Oh, wow. HerO being
he's
very careful with that. Staying on the edges there. Nicely done.
But I'm seeing more and more tanks being made here. So, Tank King...
Yeah, this is like a play style. It's going to be...
Yeah.
It's going to be intentional here.
This observer's not long for the world.
Oh! Didn't quite make it in. Wow! That blink forward. They're just like, yep, stalkers, you're going to get nothing done. Well, okay. And then they just move back. And it's sort of interesting. We got DTs coming up, 3 gates.
As well as
a robotics bay and +1 armor. It just, you know, a little bit of everything. You know, just why not? You know, just throw a little bit in. Maybe going for some more prison speed stuff. Probably just Colossus, but poking in with those stalkers again. just seeing, okay, where's that Raven? Where can I sneak this Dark Templar in? And it is not there. That is not where you can sneak it in. He really he was clicking on that siege tank. It's like, I want to kill a siege tank. And this DT is going to get blasted to smithereens. But do we get a supply depot? Hey, you get a supply depot out of it. That's not a good trade at all. And we're starting to see the supplies get out of control from MarineKing here.
You know, you were saying that, you know, he's trying to see where the Raven is. Well, if the Raven's there, why not maybe drop those DTs in the natural? I guess MarineKing sees the turret's afraid of it, but there's nothing in sight. He can drop those.
He's in position now. If he can make some kind of a distraction, it'll be good. Also, oh yeah, nice. One in each mineral line. He's starting to rack up the kills now. He's going to consider making that second drop. Doesn't actually make it. Really fast response here. That Banshee Raven combo is really, really nice for dealing with this this DT harass super easily.
Yeah, still 6 kills though by HerO, so not too bad, only for 1 DT. Right now, he's still trying to transition the Colossus here, getting this first one right now as these Stalkers are going to harass and take out what they can before blinking away. And MarineKing is going to go ahead and take that 3rd base here, so HerO knows about that. And you know what? With MarineKing going with this unit composition, and this Warper isn't making another appearance in the main base, DT going to get to work. Kills racking up. Oh, and the Stalkers blink forward to take out the tank. HerO just finding the right spots to sneak in and get attacks in.
Oh, wow. A lot of damage coming through here. We're already up to 11, 12 workers. Oh, my God. This is great. He's just going to blink out, barely lose anything at all. He warps in some DTs. And actually, I think he's going to load one up here and move it over into the other area. That's one of the disadvantages this mech play. It's kind of hard to deal with particular things. Another blink in, and we're up to 19-21. Oh, my God. Oh, and he gets the rate. Oh, he doesn't. Wow, the point defense drone, the clutch point defense drone to save the Raven. Raven being really critical at this time with all this DT harass. Losing that Raven would be a very frustrating experience. Ooh, nice snipe off the tank by Liquid HerO there as he runs away. Oh my God, and blocks his retreat. Oh, what a play. He takes down the Raven, he takes down Banshees, he takes down a whole bunch of units. And guess what? It's just a couple of Blink Stalkers. So I need to give Liquid HerO a handful of Blink Stalkers and he'll make magic happen. That's what we have going on here. Tanks falling down. And this is the main army follow-up here. Very difficult to deal with. And all of these siege tanks caught unsieged. This is not how you want to be dealing with things as MarineKing. And this could be Liquid HerO's like death push right here. All of those siege tanks caught unsieged is absolutely awful. And that's GG.
That was a nightmare last 5 minutes to this game for MarineKing. And the unit composition was kind of funky. I mean, he didn't go for medevacs. He got 2 armories, as you could see, so it was like wanting to kind of go mech.
Going for mech,
but then
you had a big tank count.
But a severe lack of mobility is what does him in. He just could not set up defenses at his various locations in this map. So, yeah, I mean, HerO really abused it and knew that the backdoor entrance was viable, the front door, sneaking in units from the air. All of that was just too much for MarineKing to handle when he didn't have a bio army.
And I think it's really easy to theory craft out and look at that map and say, oh, yeah, you can go mech on that map because it's such a small area to defend. You should be able to, you know, do it very easily. But then it's like, you know what? Yeah. Not absolutely the case all the time. Liquid HerO finding those tiny little areas like, oh, okay, I can actually put 1 DT in here. Yes, okay, perfect. And exactly at the right moment, getting that damage done. Really nuanced play. Excellently harassed by Liquid HerO and just keeping up with that, you know, just that solid play, right? You know, a lot of players can go in, do all that micro and all that fancy stuff, and they don't have an army to back it up. But when Liquid HerO is done with you, a giant army comes directly towards your face, catching, I don't know, what is that, 6 siege tanks unsieged? That's just really difficult. Had those tanks been set up on the high ground, he would have been lift off, move away, continue the game, but you know, a big part of mech is being set up before the engagement happens. And if you can catch a mech player out of position like that, especially with the rock play. Can we talk about that? I mean, Dustin Browder has to be so happy, you know, seeing plays like that. He had just a couple Blink Stalkers, baited in some of the army, took out the rocks, cut off part of the. He used like a force field. He had like part of the army pushed down on the ground, just enough so we could chase them off. Killed 2 banshees and a raven and whatever was left on the ground. And he just had some. He just had some stalkers, and he barely lost any.
It must have been such a soul crushing moment for MarineKing when finally at the very end those 2 Colossus showed up. It was like,
yeah, it's like oh, you've been macroing this whole time. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but you know, I think one big difference between this game and the previous game, I mean, because both games HerO has been so aggressive, and I love that because I've casted so many PVTs and they're all cut from the same cloth. It gets really old. But HerO, he's like really aggressive and he's trying to find ways to macro behind it, which is fantastic. That's what's different in game 3 and game 2. In game 2, he couldn't really macro behind it because he was on 1 base for a lot longer. It was in a obviously horrible spot when he finally did take a natural. This game, he got to 2 base first, then started doing the crazy attacks. And then he was in a good economic position to macro behind it. So I think that is what separated this victory from the previous loss for HerO. Let's see in game 4 what the game's going to be more like, 3 or 2.
And Vani Research Station, one of the more unique maps on lineup coming up here. And we'll see. Really good for drop play, because you have that backdoor natural, but also really good for Stargate play. And Liquid HerO is a big fan of that Stargate, so we'll have to see exactly how that works out.
Yeah. Last week in our PVT for the headliner match, we already saw the Protoss player just say, "Screw it, don't want to play on this map. Proxy, YOLO, win or lose." We saw that happen with Tudeming versus Apocalypse. Maybe HerO here will really pull out something aggressive, cheesy-ish.
Yeah. Maybe he'll proxy a Robo this time. I mean, he's proxied pretty much everything else so far.
Exactly. So?
There was for a little while, Squirtle had a proxy Robo build that was kind of wild for just a little bit in the GSL, which was like super fun. And that was the era where Squirtle was like opening up. And for the first like 6-7 minutes of the game, every single game, it looked exactly the same. And then it would just splinter off into something completely different, which was super wild for a while. But people figured it out, as people oftentimes do. You can only last so long with a certain build, even something as good as like the Soul Train and other such builds that have been very popular. But we're getting our game started up right now and loading in to Vani Research Station. Game 4.
Game 4. We're halfway there, guys.
Yes, we are.
All right, here we go. Vani Research Station, Game 4. Score right now is 2-1. This player is still leading momentarily, ceding the previous game to the Blue Protoss, but needs to right the ship now before it's too late. We do have here the red Terran player representing MVP. It is MarineKing.
And we have, spawning in the top center of the map, managed to pull a game out with some phenomenal harassment and aggression. Can he do it again? He needs to win right here, and it is Liquid's HerO. So we do have the map that people like to go mech on. Mech very rare in the TVP matchup. Many people have tried to make it work. Few people have succeeded. There's actually a guide going around right now by an Australian Terran player who's working on a mech style, which is pretty interesting. Would be cool to see some more mech play at a MarineKing. He didn't really get to show exactly what he had planned that map. Maybe he'll be able to come in this map and make it happen, but we'll just have to wait out and see how it goes. Looks like a command center first at least to start off for MarineKing, queuing up those workers and saving up. Again, that's going to put MarineKing at an economic advantage, but it's a small enough economic advantage where it doesn't hurt too bad.
We got a pretty early probe moving out here for HerO. It's moving to, to scout for proxy racks first. That's another thing people like to do on this map, by the way. Is
I've seen that quite a few times, actually.
For Terrans.
I wonder if it'll loop around to the top, because right over here is a really popular area. Yep.
Yeah, HerO's really concerned about
proxy
that.
racks.
MarineKing's doing the exact opposite of cheesing. He's going with CC first. So, yeah, he's really searching for it. Then I have to wonder, is this probe going to settle on a spot for it to build a proxy? Because I don't see a second pylon yet. It's already 18 out of 19 in supply.
Yeah, we're looking at a good location to build a Stargate.
The other thing, too, here is MarineKing. Oh, wait. Yeah, well, let's see. Let's see if this probe, where it's going to go. There's his Nexus, by the way, for HerO.
Yeah, no one base shenanigans. Rest assured, we're not gonna have a MC style cancel the expansion and do a 4-gate at the last minute. Or maybe we will, but generally unlikely.
Oh, and Marine comes out. Probe should still get away by the skin of its teeth.
Just barely there, one hit away.
Moving right into 3 racks after the CC first. Just gonna start cranking out all the mineral-based units he can first before he, has a little bit freed up for the gas.
We'll have to see if he goes for a 3CC or goes into the gas next.
That'd be very risky.
Be so greedy.
That'd be so greedy. Because we do have someone making a Twilight Council right now, and if he plans on making the same kind of aggression that he did last game, I would love to see MarineKing hold that off with the 3CC.
Well, we did have an amazing 3CC hold before. Not quite as greedy as a no-gas 3CC on 3 racks.
True.
But, yeah, we'll have to see. He's lining up. He does have enough for a Dark Shrine or Blink, whichever he wants to do at this point in time. We'll see exactly how it goes. Going with the Robo as well. So lots of options open up when that Robo goes down. Drops and Colossus and Immortals and the like. I don't think we've really seen too many Immortals. Not super common in this matchup, but when you're dealing with mech, sometimes that can happen.
Yeah. We did see MarineKing make mech last game, but...
Oh, there it is! The Dark Shrine.
Shrine and Robo and Twilight. HerO seems to like to go for that trifecta around this time in the game.
Yeah, gives him a lot of options. Gotta, if he can find holes like he did last game, he's gonna do very well. And this map, I think, is even a little bit better for finding those kind of holes because the War Prism has a lot of room in the back of the base of MarineKing to move around without being seen, and can be easily forgotten, or it can show up somewhere where you weren't exactly expecting it. And forward proxy location already ready for Liquid HerO to start any sort of aggression, but generally pretty low gateway count so far, so we're still kind of warming up to anything that might happen. This Warp Prism is going to come out first here from the Robo, and yeah, we'll just have to see how it is. Nice little defensive sentry here just to make sure any kind of shenanigans were to come through from MarineKing, he will be ready for it with that force field on the ramp.
I do like this Warp Prism play here. I mean, so much is made of this map and the drops that come from Terran. But don't forget, too, that Protoss can actually do drops as well. And we're going to see that happen here. The Warp Prism is going to first serve as a staging ground to warp in something first.
That's interesting. He's got the Warp Prism and the Pylon. How do you want to warp in today, sir? I'll take the Pylon, thank you. All right, we'll be warping in with the Pylon for Mr. HerO. Thank you very much.
Maybe half comes in from each. Come together as one. I don't know, some kind of Archon warp in type of deal.
I heard if you warp in on 2 locations, if you have that double power, then your unit is doubly as powerful. I'm pretty sure that someone on a forum said that once.
In Legacy of the Void, That's like the exact opposite. Anyways, we got a couple DTs
right.
heading into the mineral line as MarineKing is moving his way across the map. First DT in the natural, getting some swipes in on those DTs, up to 5 kills now. Oh, this
Over the
DT
tech
finds
lab.
a much juicier target. Decides to
Changes
abandon
his
ship.
mind.
Yeah. Going after the reactor instead, I guess because he realizes the army is returning, so he doesn't want to. He wants to kill something, right? Even if
Well, the
it
missile
is,
turret too is pretty close to that area, so
Yeah, exactly.
may have just barely been in detection range there. But you know, that's always nice. Drop a couple of scans, only lose 1 DT. Very nice situation. And ooh, left the door open. Another DT
one
going to be able to
comes
run in here and ooh, maybe do nothing.
That's
Oh,
hurt
no.
though. Is in as good a spot
Yeah.
as possible. Ooh, cancellation forced on that add-on building.
Oh
Lord,
wow,
no.
the scans.
Clutch
The
scan again.
scans. Wow.
Clutch pickup by the war prison too. Gets dropped again. Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, he's taxing the scanning, right? That's a
Yeah,
lot
that
of.
is true.
I mean,
He
that's
is forcing off
270
scans.
minerals every single scan that goes down. You know, pretty big deal, and he's just continuing to send it. You know, MarineKing's not closing the door here. He's just like, yeah, just go ahead and come in.
Yep.
I don't mind all that much. Just keep scanning
Tea
me.
and cookies for you. So many scans being expended, by the way. 1 scan per DT adds up after a while, I have to say.
Yeah, absolutely. Now he does get the advantage that he doesn't mine out his 2 bases quite as fast from the mules. But generally speaking, you'd much prefer to have the minerals in your pocket than to
Isn't that
not
unfortunate?
have them.
You have to say as an advantage he's mining less than he would have.
Yeah, you know it's bad when that's your advantage, right? It's like,
It's
well,
really- that's
as an
really
advantage, I'm
fast
mining less, so
Oh man.
something that
We're
really
gonna
only
have-
starts coming into play in Legacy of the Void in any case. But nice little
Yes.
Viking placement over on the right side to push away the war
Spots
prison.
that DT at the 3rd base taken out.
Excellent
Another
laying down.
scan though.
Another scan. It was just like 18 scans. And MarineKing, though, still macroing it up, staying ahead in supply, doing quite well for himself. As far as income
Yeah.
is concerned, Liquid HerO is at a bit of an advantage right now. Very small, but it is there.
Yeah, I mean, normally we'd say something like, "Oh, they have similar amount of workers, but the Terran has more mining because of mules." But not because of mules this game, because mules have been non-existent.
Mules have
We haven't
been-
seen a mule
yeah.
for a while.
Pretty much not happening. One of the advantages of just having built DTs at all is that, you know, MarineKing is going to think twice before he drops that mule. And that's going to hurt his economy. Just by having done an attack with DTs at one point, that damage gets done. Ooh, really nice retargeting there, making sure none of these units can get away. And orbs a pylon and right in his face, like, yeah, this is my pylon. I'm going to put it right here. What are you going to do about it? Ooh, there's a very fortunate Marine over here at this expansion. Could delay it, but it looks like he's just going to go on a scouting mission, see exactly what is going on here.
May even get a probe kill, by the way. Is he gonna get it?
Wow.
He does.
Yeah, he totally is. That's a
Heck of
hero
a
Marine
Marine.
right there.
Like a Marine. Little skirmish going on in the center of the map here. Marines chasing down some of these stalkers, which have blink, but they're not blinking away because the Colossus have
Ooh,
arrived, and that is
target.
that's a lot of roasted Marines there. MarineKing getting caught in just the wrong spot, and as he's trying to retreat, there's more stalkers
beautiful.
at the tower. Nowhere to run, dude. Nowhere
Yep.
to run.
Liquid
Everything
HerO
dies.
being really diligent about targeting down those medevacs in the face of all those Marines, so he knows that he can capitalize and finish off
Yeah.
those units, and they won't escape.
And look at his map control. Look at his vision. It's just blue dots all over the place, and red is just kind of in his own little cave. I mean, he's sending one Marine to stim around and run like crazy to find stuff. HerO, he's got his eye on everything all the time.
Absolutely. Even using a DT as a sort of observer in one corridor over there. Really nice moves. And, yeah, we'll pull back over here. The corridor DT activates. You've activated my trap DT. And now it goes to work, slashing away at the various bio units. Not too many kills just yet. Only 1 kill for that positional DT. But this push coming out from MarineKing.
This actually is a really scary push because
It's a lot of
you know,
units.
Yeah, and it's kind of the same story we've said before. All these
Right.
harassments come at a cost. The cost is no High Templar right now at 15 minutes. There are Colossus, yes, but there's also a lot of Vikings. So is HerO going to be able to make this defense work? Because it's not going to be easy, but it all comes down to the Colossus micro. How long can this
Yeah, a
stay?
lot of the positioning here, yeah.
Yeah.
Being able to blink and section out, focus down on those Vikings. The Colossus are getting a lot of their shots drawn off, not doing too much damage here. However, the Stalkers are focusing them down very quickly. We are almost out of Vikings here for MarineKing, and that is going to spell trouble for this engagement. He does run back. He does have the option as the faster attacking force. He gets to say, ah, yes, I will not engage now, and there's not too much HerO can do about it. He will chase a bit and blink as well, but for the most part, not too much can be done. He is going to start running back now, and it is the frantic retreat back to the main base of MarineKing. He's got to hold this attack. 3 base on 3 base, relatively equal economies here. Finally, the Templar Archives coming through for HerO in the background, as well as 3-3 coming out for MarineKing, both those key techs.
Zealot Warp in the natural base of MarineKing right now. That's going to be proving to be annoying as heck, as MarineKing has to split off some of his army. And now we're going to see the rest of HerO's army attack the 3rd base. This is almost Terran-esque, this style of play here, right? The 2-prong, air on one side, ground on the other.
Absolutely.
And MarineKing right now is really struggling to handle this. 29 workers killed in total now by Liquid HerO in all of his harassments and this attack. And you see the Terran
Mixing
on
a
the back
DT in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking really nice over in this corner over here, just getting lots of stuff done and using this map control to take a 4th base, which is really critical at this point in time because the main bases for both players are getting mined out.
Yeah. And, you know, I think the proactive play style of HerO really suits him on this map because generally we see Terran kind of drop Protoss to hell as Protoss kind of has to turtle up in a shell. But HerO is kind of making MarineKing play more on his terms. Whether or not that works out in the end is still remains to be seen because he does delay his tech a bit. He's about to get Storm, which is going to be a big help, but I don't know how many High Templars he has.
Oh, if you look at the expansion here from MarineKing, this DT is going to... Oh, is it just out of position?
Oh.
It's just out of... Get under there. Get under there. Oh, no, don't chase the SCV. Oh, it looks like he canceled the motion for at least once. He may not be controlling this right now because there is a large attack incoming. He's got to defend. Ooh, nice time warps there coming in. Big attacks. No focus fire on the Nexus.
Storms.
Nice storms.
Big
Oh
storms.
my god, those storms were gigantic. He's still got the Colossus to back it up. However, he's running out of buffer on the ground. Although it may be enough just to have these Colossus in position, dealing the damage, and this army from MarineKing gets mopped
Drop
up.
micro with the War Prism on the Colossus. Really nice. Although the 2 weak Colossus ended up dying, but they were at like 1 block of red for a bit, picked up and dropped again. It was very nicely done.
Yeah, and single DT over here just being really annoying, forcing this this command center to stay in the air for much longer than intended, and just making this attack so much more annoying and lift it off again. This 4th base has not been able to do anything at all. You know, just a couple of minerals mined here and there, and that is the most of it. In the meantime, full 4 base economy for Liquid HerO, and you can see it in the supplies coming through. 3-3 and Archons coming in as well for Liquid HerO. Tough spot for MarineKing. He's got to get this 4th base up.
Another unit, another DT sneaking into MarineKing's base. HerO just consistently utilizing this pylon on the right side. MarineKing still has yet to find a deal with it. Now he's losing more units at home to this DT. Actually, he hasn't lost anything, but I guess he wasted another scan. Oh, this is a huge Doom drop in. Look at this.
Oh, nice positioning here, but he's going to get through with quite a few. Oh, man. Just barely catching a lot of these units here, and the cliff walk from the Colossus and the Blink Stalkers just excellently done. That's one of the cool things about going Blink Colossus is that you can traverse those cliffs. Both the units can traverse the cliffs quite well, and they have a lot of synergy together. This probe, even in position to take a 5th base if necessary. Zealots in the main base in the meantime. Just this constant harassment from Liquid HerO, and you can see it just absolutely exploding right now.
That Doom drop was absolutely projected too. I mean,
Oh,
that
yeah.
has to do with the fantastic map vision that HerO has had all game. MarineKing only wishes he had the same kind of vision and map control. So he's just flying through basically, and HerO's seeing everything the whole time. So he's in position to snipe all of that, and now in position to win this game too. 171 supply to 118. Doesn't matter if MarineKing has 3-3 upgrades because he doesn't have the quantity of units. But let's see if HerO can make sure he doesn't throw it here.
Yeah, it's basically, yeah, it's HerO's game to lose here. He is splitting off his Colossus off to the side, which is a bit of a mistake. Doesn't have the support of those Archons there to buffer for him, which is a little bit unfortunate. MarineKing, oh, I guess these Zealots are just going to sort of die for a bit. But yeah, he's going to defend for now, but it's not something that is likely to last. MarineKing needs to make a miracle happen if he wants to take this game.
He does need to make a miracle happen, but his army is actually slightly bigger than HerO's. HerO actually kind of screwed up that battle down there. He had the Colossus split off. Now he's going to have to try to see if he can get MarineKing to come home. I don't think he will because he's already lost so many workers. It's kind of
he's at 19,
counter
18
situation
workers. I mean, this is...
Yeah.
I think he just moves in for the kill at this point, but I mean,
Counter
Storm Archon like that
massive,
is so difficult to deal with.
Again, those storms just hitting all at the right places. Still one more. That one's square on the army as well. Everything's in red hell. 4 medevacs. Are they going to heal in time? But these Archons do splash damage, and they're going to breathe down on these bio units. There's a DT in here as well. GG, and HerO able to close out the game there. Wow. Tie
it up
game
2-2.
Tie series. Yeah.
We've
Tie
got
series.
a match on our hands. We may have started off the night with a couple of 2-0s.
Yeah.
3-0s, but you know. And now, moving in, we have just a best of 3 left here, as it's 2-2 in this best of 7.
This is more like what a fight night match usually is.
This is what it's all about, you know?
Yeah, one guy goes up 2-0, other guy rattles back with 2 wins of his own, and it really is back and forth. And good to see that this headliner match was worth the wait. Hopefully, I hope you guys
I
agree
believe
with
so.
that. Yeah.
It's at least worth the wait for me. I mean, and I got to surprise 2-man cast as well. Excellent times. So our next match, Cactus Valley. We've seen a lot of different styles from both of these players right now. What do you think about Cactus Valley with these 2 players?
Well, it's the first game we'll see that's on a 4-base map. Every game we've had so far has been on a 2-base, but now we're on a 4-base map. So we've seen a lot of crazy aggression out of HerO. Could that potentially change here? Not necessarily because it'll be harder for HerO, but maybe HerO wants to play greedier. I mean, we'll see.
It's definitely possible, and
yeah,
MarineKing has been known to be a little bit cheesy on the 4-player maps. You know, when you least expect it, that's a lot of times. MarineKing has a lot of experience playing best of series. When you least expect it, that's the time MarineKing is going to hit you with that proxy 2 racks in the middle of the map and the double scout. We'll see exactly how it works out. Coming up here on Cactus Valley. Pretty wild map. I really like this map.
Yep, indeed. Nice and big. Plenty of opportunities for both players to get the stuff they want. But this guy here has been the one that's been setting the tone for the last 2 games, making his opponent play on his terms. Can he keep that momentum up and make this a game where he finally gets the lead? So far tied 2-2. We have the Blue Protoss spawning on the lower left-hand side of Cactus Valley LE. Playing for Team Liquid, folks, is HerO.
And in the bottom right-hand corner of our screen, used to be on Prime, now he's on MVP. He's lost the last 2 games. He's got to get the momentum back if he wants to win this series and a nice, cool $60. It's the Red Terran, MarineKing.
So we've seen a couple of CC firsts from him. Now, I know you said he does like to pull out some cheesy stuff, but as opposed to full-on cheese. I mean, I assume you're referring more to maybe like an all-in or something, right?
Oh
Because
yeah. Oh yeah.
how would
yeah.
you cheese on this map? Proxy racks in the center.
Proxy racks in the center, double scout,
don't know
man.
about that. Right.
It's crazy, but it definitely it can happen, and it is strange. It is very, very strange. But you know, you expect to catch your opponent by surprise, completely relying. I mean, there's not many strategies that rely more on surprise than like a proxy 2 racks in the middle of the map and the 4 spawn map. It's just, it doesn't get too much more risky than that.
Yeah, well, it is going to be a CC first, and it's just as well on this giant valley of cactuses.
Yeah.
For HerO, he's going to go with the gateway opener first. Not going to be proxying anything this game, I don't think.
Yeah, and he's, you know, he's got that finesse play that you see a lot of pro players do, throwing the 2 in gas until, you know, until maybe the time is right, then upping it to 3, just exactly planning out, okay, this is how much gas I want it this time, being very, very careful about how that is going. We got the 3 racks follow-up from MarineKing. Oh, excuse me, that is just a 2 racks because he went CC first. Huh, excuse me. Oh, yes. Thank you, MarineKing. See, I knew that was coming, the 3 racks follow-up. I just should have stuck to my guns. In any case, the 3 racks follow-up, as I was saying for MarineKing here, he does love his Mariners. Gas, who needs it? Nobody, especially not MarineKing. And he's just going to go ahead and finish up this command center. He'll be unsupply blocked as a result and start to crank out those Marines. HerO, interestingly enough, scouting cross positions first.
Yeah, that is an interesting decision on his part. I don't know, just a matter of preference. But I do feel like if he follows up with a scout to the top left base, then he's really wasting a lot of scouting time, right? If he doesn't find anything there, which he won't.
Yeah, I think that a big thing with you, if you're going to go ahead and scout cross first, is you have 2 main branches of how you're going to adjust. You say, okay, in cross I do this, in not cross I do this. So as soon as he spots cross, he knows, oh, okay, it's not cross. I can make my small little tweaks that I do to my build whenever I'm not in cross positions. He's going to go ahead and scout twice. Once with this mothership core, and then in the other direction he scouts with the probes. So he knows immediately he's coming in. He's even going to get a quick, cool SCV here. Nicely done. He's going to run out before he loses pretty much anything but shields. And you know, just nicely done.
Recall this early
No.
in the game.
No, absolutely not. Doesn't
Because
need to, doesn't have
recalls-
to, and he doesn't do it.
Because according to spawning tool, recalls are not what we see out of Liquid HerO.
Liquid HerO is not much of a recaller.
Yes,
he
I
saves
finally
his,
got to say that. this
Yeah,
game.
he cares about his mothership core. He says, no. I respect the energy of mothership core. I cherish it and I protect it with excellent positioning, and I do not need my recall. He's gonna get another kill here. Wow, that's got to be a frustrating experience.
this is
He's just gonna.
happening.
This is
really happening.
what is
4 kills.
going on right
4
now.
kills on the
Holy
mothership core.
crap!
If he targets down that SCV in red, he can get a 5th, but doesn't want to get too greedy because he's
it's
going to
getting
lose
scary.
health here. Oh, he loses the mothership core. That is big.
Oh man.
I heard dogs barking.
Well, you know, that's just your imagination. That wasn't a real thing that happened. Sometimes when mothership cores die, they make a barking sound, and you know, just don't worry about it. I'm sure that no one in the stream heard any barking at all.
I am sober here, okay? There were cars stolen. There were dogs barking.
Well, you know, next there's gonna be cats fighting. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't, because the madness of this game is just getting started. We do have that magical robo coming out, and hopefully we see some fantastic Warp Prism antics coming out of Liquid HerO next. But look at this. I just love this. He just
first, actually,
the
because
stalker's coming through, poking out.
MarineKing taking out that mothership core senses, hey, you're not gonna photon overcharge. I'm just gonna come over here and, well, you think you're so cute with the worker kills earlier? Get even more now. Check this out. 5 workers killed by MarineKing already. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, pity for you losing your mothership core. threatened. Now these Stalkers have to try to deal with this. That's a lot of Marines with combat shield, I might add. Oh, stimming into the Stalkers as well. Somebody in red health. MarineKing even pushing the envelope further.
In a really nice position, getting a lot of damage done with this small force. And he forces the photon overcharge in the main. So now he gets more time to screw around here in the natural of Liquid HerO.
Okay.
Liquid HerO, oh man, I mean, he might even be able to just target this down and kill it.
Oh yeah, it's gone. It's a goner. One base life for Liquid HerO.
What?
He doesn't want to live it.
The game.
WWGG.
Oh, man.
Different language, same meaning. The score is
That's
now
right.
3-2 in lead for the Terran player.
GG is a global language. The language of GG.
Last night I had a argument with one of my friends. He tried to say no in every language is no, and I'm like, no, that's not true.
That's so not true. It's like I learned Spanish
doubled down on it.
and I learned French, and those two languages are no, kind of.
I don't know what compelled him to say that, and I hope he's watching this because I'm clowning on him right now.
Rub it in, salt the wound, you know, just get
It's
it
like,
in there.
He's like, no is no in every language. It's like, no, it's not. What are you talking about? And he doubled down on it too. It was pretty funny.
Well, yeah, it's like all-inning in the 5th game of best of 5 on Akalon Waste with the proxy 2 gate against a Zerg. It's like that when you double down on the no means no in every language, you know? It's like, oh, are you really doing this right now? Sometimes it works out, and sometimes you're just wrong. And unfortunately for your friend, he was just wrong.
Yes, indeed. Game number 6 on the best map ever.
Best map ever. We say it every time because it is the best map ever. Infernal Pools.
Yep. I think of vegetables every time I see this map. You know why?
All right.
Because there's
Why is that?
green and orange. That's like celery and carrots. Okay, we have the blue Protoss spawning on the upper left-hand side of Infernal Pools, representing Team Liquid, folks. He won 2 in a row after being down 0-2, but just handed the momentum briefly back to his opponent. Can he tie it up again? Ladies and gentlemen, it is HerO.
And spawning in the celery half of the map to the left, it's our red Terran, MarineKing. I'll never unsee that now. I kind of think like peas and carrots though. I'm feeling that personally when I just peas and carrots.
Oh, yes.
Peas
That's
and carrots, I'm
probably
feeling
even
that
better.
as well.
I think actually that is what I was thinking, but then
Oh, really?
when I actually had to say it, I went
Celery
with
just
things
came
that
out?
I weren't thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could
but I
also you go
swear
the
I'm
fruit angle. You might want to do like a melon cantaloupe. You could go the fruit angle on this one as well.
Oh.
Definite possibility.
Oh my.
And go for a sweet potato. Sweet potato lentil. Never know.
Wow, you're killing it in the fruit and vegetable game, dude.
Yeah, man. There's so many delicious flavors in the world of fruits and vegetables that so few people get to experience because they're just like, oh yeah, vegetables. That's potatoes and corn, and and maybe carrots. But there's a world. You got artichokes are green. That's nice. Get some kale up in there. So many delicious flavors.
But somehow I don't
delish.
think you'll be growing anything here. It just doesn't look like a great place to grow fruits and
Yeah,
vegetables.
the soil seems kind of arid here. I think they're going to need an irrigation system of some sort, and they're going to have to find a water source that's powerful enough really to get the nutrients to the plants that they need to grow. 'Cause otherwise, I mean, this is just a planet of rocks. It's kind of difficult to grow. And
there's a lot of really poor, just a lack of fertile ground in StarCraft.
Yep.
Look at Cactus
Yep.
Valley. That place
That's
is
true.
dead. Totally dead. What happened to like Belshir Vestige and Whirlwind? It was nice and green maps.
Yeah,
Come
very
on.
lush. I could definitely, grow some kale on Whirlwind. Absolutely. But
Are you a kale guy?
this map, no way. Oh yeah, I love kale, man. All about it. I'm a big fan of nutrients. I enjoy having them in my body, and kale is one of the better ways to get those nutrients in there. Speaking of nutrients, this Reaper has definitely had his nutrients as he's zipping around the map with his jetpack. I hope that that's, you know, ethanol fueled jetpack. I hope
Yeah,
he's going
that's
green.
what I was gonna say next.
know?
This is a lot of pollution.
Yeah,
Like,
there is quite, you just leaking that stuff out into the air, man. That's no good.
Because that's not a hybrid jetpack.
I don't think it is. Not with that
Too much
exhaust.
fire. Way too much fire.
It looks like definitely some high octane, you know, gasoline fuel going in there, maybe some jet fuel even.
Are these
and
guys
just
required to
very-
run smog checks on their jetpacks?
I don't think so, actually. I don't think they do smog checks. To be honest, looking at this now, there's no way, you know? You can almost smell it through the monitor. It's pretty bad.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Maybe that's why MarineKing prefers to go with Marines more, because they are
know,
more environmentally
they're more green.
conscious.
You know, he's an environmentally friendly kind of guy. He's gonna come in with his one, you know, he says, I really want the Reaper. I'm gonna make it happen. And he's
You know
gonna
what?
run. He gets a full scout on everything. He even sees a Twilight Council. He sees like every single pylon, and then he gets out. Oh,
He gets out.
Reapers.
Infernal Pools with the double entrance. You just kind of go right through and out.
He's just
Yeah.
making a loop. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna scout your entire base and then get out. I'm a Reaper. Oh man. But
So you have 3 racks again here for MarineKing. He's researching concussive shell. So he wants to make another move again with just bio units at the 6-7 minute mark. The difference this time, though, is HerO
Yeah.
did not mess around with his mothership core and lose it. So that in and of itself should help him greatly in defending this upcoming push.
I think it just shows, last game just shows how much like the mothership core is important. Like it is this critical unit to have, and losing it,
Especially for a guy who
immediately.
went a whole game without making it once.
Right, I know. And we have a little force moving out here, trying to force a photon overcharge. Doesn't really have this, you know, huge damage dealing force just yet. He does have concussive shells, and this one Marauder might be able to catch something out of position. No, he's just gonna be able to pull back force. The photon overcharge is exactly what he wants to do here, and he is streaming units across the map still. Concussive shells is done. He's gonna try to get something done, and HerO fighting outside the range of this photon overcharge. I'm not really a big fan of that. I mean, you can get fancy and all that kind of stuff if you're really good with your micro, but he's making too many mistakes and fighting outside his advantage here. He's not gaining anything from it, you know?
I think he wants to take advantage of the high ground. He thinks that, you know, he can move back his stalkers in time, and, you know, he did mess up a couple times there, but towards the end he was able to snipe off a few Marines, which kind of, I guess, was his plan all along. Just didn't quite happen.
You know what?
But,
if you're gonna proxy your Dark Shrine, you might as well
yeah.
proxy a base next to it.
This is the
that's what I
addiction.
learned from Liquid HerO. It's just too much. It's, you know what?
Snort
You
it,
gotta
you might as
sit
well
down.
smoke it too.
You know, you gotta sit down with Liquid HerO and you go, hey, listen, we're all your friends, you know, and we love you and we're concerned about you. This proxying has just, it's gotten out of hand, you know? It's,
Yeah.
you know,
And
Liquid
I
HerO's
think
like,
it
look, I
is
can
the
stop
first
anytime
step.
I want to, you know? He's like, I'm fine. It's like, no, HerO, you may have gone too far. Difficult to deal with here, but this time he did get it as his third and not his natural. So
That's
a little
a
bit,
huge
I think, better. I think he has a better chance of making it work for him and getting an advantage that MarineKing is not going to be anticipating. He's going to go ahead and make a little scout with this squad here of stalkers. Going to move out just in time. Going to put his pylon in the pylon spot. This is the spot that was basically made for pylons. So you could put your pylon here. It's just like all it
siege
needs is a
tanks.
giant sign pointing. It's like, hey, this is where the pylon goes. Just so you
Don't
know.
forget siege tanks too as well. That's like the troll
Absolutely.
cliff. That cliff
Oh,
is
yeah.
strictly for trolling.
Strictly for trolls. For people who want to abuse terrain, that's the terrain to abuse. And he's got a warp prism over here with 2 DTs in it. He's also got that warp in point that we were talking about just then. So he's got a lot of angles he can work here. He does manage to kill some supply depots there. Excuse me, some SCVs there. And
it's so weird
not too-
watching the DT miss when he swipes because the
Yeah.
SCV gets right back into the gas. And he doesn't really get as many kills for it as he could have. I mean, it looked like that DT was in position to get more. This one, right on the outskirts of the
just
scan.
outside that scan, making him burn 2 scans. That was close. Catching 2 DTs in 1 scan is a pretty big pickup for a Terran player. Yeah, and HerO just not able to get anything done with his DT harass so far, but he is absolutely, as we've seen before, very committed. He's not just, do some DTs, and then I kind of transition out and do other stuff. These DTs are, generally speaking, from what we've seen, here to stay. They're going to be harassing. They're going to be trying to prevent things from happening, like potentially this base ever landing. And they're going to opt not to do that this time around. But he is starting as 1-1, and that ninja base is starting to get going here.
Yeah. And, I have nothing against this ninja base. I think that HerO feeling well. Let's talk about this DT. Dies. Okay, so.
Done. Nailed it.
I do like the ninja expansion because Inferno Pools is a tricky map to play against Terran on for a variety of reasons. And this is match point for HerO, for both players, really. And if you can, try to get in that extra advantage to make it so that the mid game is a little easier to handle, then more power to you. But we have to get to the mid game first. I guess we're kind of
Big attack coming in here from MarineKing. Warpin
Exactly.
coming in as well. We got 2 Colossus and a Immortal helps with the backbone, but these forges are in a really dangerous place. He tries to focus down, gets one of the Colossus force fields coming down as well. Units getting warped in, and this Colossus is not dealing a lot of damage here. Keeps having to jump back and do his thing. The photon overcharge is helping, but it doesn't seem to be enough. He's spending more time keeping this Colossus alive than he is dealing any damage with it, and this Nexus is going down. One of the forges already down. Is he going to kill the other one as well? Looks like it just might
the DT,
barely.
though, is putting a good
Oh
work.
my God, the DT's in there. The scan comes down. Those upgrades not going to happen at all. And the upgrade advantage is going to be in the hands of MarineKing, and maybe even the game at this point. This force, really difficult to deal with. It's going to come down to, can these DTs just kill absolutely everything? Probably not, but, they're DTs. Sometimes they do that. Scan comes down. That's it,
GG.
MarineKing.
Man,
GG.
57.1% of you said this would happen. So pat yourselves on the back. MarineKing will take the victory here 4-2 and the $60 prize, leaving only 20 for Liquid HerO.
Well, still, nice take. Nice take. $20. Pretty good. Go get yourself a couple burritos with that. That's what I would do with it. I don't know. What would you do if you just won $20 at the fight night?
I don't know if they have burritos in Korea.
They probably don't, but they have burritos in Atlanta, and that's what I would. My $20.
I may have said this before, but I was watching Tasteless talk about the problem of finding cheese in Korea.
Oh, okay.
Because Asians don't really have cheese as part of their cuisine, and it's a niche thing. They have 7-Elevens in Korea, and he says down at the local 7-Eleven they have cheese for like $7 for like a few slices. And it sells out super fast because any expat in the area is going to go grab it. So,
Right.
yeah, crazy situation. So maybe I'd get some cheese. That's all I'm saying. I'm a huge fan of cheese. But anyways, that was a great series, and congratulations to MarineKing for taking that one. Thanks to you guys for sticking with the program after all those delays, and you coming here to watch this awesome headliner match, which turned out to be pretty good. Hopefully it was worth the wait. 6 games, pretty good back and forth from both guys, and HerO just really bringing out some awesome aggression. Loved it.
Absolutely. Just both sides. It's when you're MarineKing versus HerO is an old matchup. It's been around for a while. The two have been playing for a long time, and seeing them go at it is always a treat. High aggression, really fun stuff. Got some cheesy type stuff in there, and got some more standard late games. We got the whole deal there.
Yep, absolutely. So, as always, big thanks to our sponsors, Hitbox.tv, as well as Spawning Tool, for their contributions in helping us put on these events, as well as those awesome stats. And thank you, Jack Attack, for co-casting with me once again. It's been a pleasure. Where can we find you?
Oh, well, if you want to find out anything that I'm doing, it's JackTagTV. So that's youtube.com/JackTagTV, Twitter @JackTagTV, Facebook.com/JackTagTV. I cast a lot of replays. Recently, I've been doing caster challenges. So people in YouTube comments will say, oh, you have to do a cast in an old man voice. So I'll do a whole cast in an old man voice. Or you have to do an entire cast and everything you say has to rhyme. So I'll do an entire rhyming cast or a song cast or things like that. So feel free to send me an email with a replay and say, all right, cast this replay, and you have to do this crazy, ridiculous thing. And I will almost always say challenge accepted and then do it, which has been a lot of fun. But if you want to support me, patreon.com/JackTagTV. Big reason why I can continue to do what I do is because of my Patreon supporters. Big shout out to all my Patreon supporters. There are too many to list, but thank you so much. You know who you are.
Well said, well said. The caster challenge thing sounds actually kind of fun.
It's really fun. It is.
Well, this has been number 20 for Fight Night, and it has been my pleasure to cast so many of these for you guys in the official Team Gravity caster here. And you can always find me at twitch.tv/DroopyTown, as well as follow me at DroopyTown on Twitter. And anything that I do as far as Team Gravity related or casting some other events, you'll be apprised of that as I update my Twitter and stuff. So hopefully I'll see you there. And hopefully we'll see you next week on Fight Night 21, because now these wins matter. We're starting to do the Tournament of Champions thing. If you guys haven't heard, every 5 weeks we're going to do Tournament of Champions with a $200 prize pool, and the winners of previous Fight Nights automatically get a chance to participate. The ones that don't can play in a qualifier, which is another event as well. So we're going to really kick things up a notch here at hitbox.tv/Team Gravity. So follow us here as well if you haven't already, as well as subscribe. We'd really appreciate your support, and we thank you already just by being here and watching. So hope you guys have a good night. Those of you in the United States, have a good Memorial Day, and we'll see you back here next week.